Well, do you believe in the power of changing the world through innovation and great ideas? Well, I do. So when we come back, we are going to take you to TEDx San Jose. Don't go anywhere. You're making these jackets for homeless people. That's such a nice thought. How did this idea come about?
Well, it came about from a school project. I go to College for Creative Studies in Detroit, Michigan, and I was studying product design. I just graduated back in December, and it was a school project. And I didn't know where to start. You know, most of my needs were being met. I had ramen and a roof over my head, living with my grandparents, completely broke. And it was pretty prevalent in Detroit. You know, we have 64,000 abandoned buildings, and we have an estimated like 20,000 people on the streets that are homeless, with an estimated 36 to 40 that we cannot see. And it was that really inspired the project. It was so hidden, but you could see it popping up in like a playground that had become someone's home, you know, because there's not enough shelters and there's no mental health facilities in Detroit. So it was the combination of that created a very unique scenario that you would have to be blind not to really see.
Well, was there a turning point? Was there an incident or a moment that actually triggered this whole idea?
There was two really crucial ones. The one that started the coat was when I was walking around the street and there's a shelter, and then 20 feet away is this playground covered in clothes that became someone's home. A week later, it was tore down in a turf fight and burned to the ground. And it was that question of, why would you risk yourself? Why would you build a home for yourself when somebody 20 yards away is offering it to you for free? And I realized through spending a lot of time in that shelter that it was because of pride, what motivates all of us. It's, you know, I want to take care of myself. I want to be self-sustaining. I want to be independent. And then that really inspired the coat, was I'm designing for an emotional need, not a physical one. I want to give something that gives somebody a little bit of independence. And then, you know, months later after that was developed, a woman from the same shelter started yelling at me. You know, she's been homeless for a while, and she was just screaming at me. She says, your coat doesn't matter, jobs matter. And that was a huge turning point, was because that was when I realized I'm not going to be locking myself in the basement sewing these coats. You know, I'm a horrible seamstress, horrible, and I wouldn't give my coats away for free to anybody. And so I began to hire previously homeless women that were in shelters, and that's when the big turning point happened.
So can you believe it? We are here with the Green Ninja, Kevin and Eugene. Eugene, tell me, what is Green Ninja? I don't know anything about it.
Oh, you haven't heard? Well,
No.
The Green Ninja is a climate action superhero working to...
Climate action superhero. Sounds really a mouthful, but must be something awesome.
It's pretty awesome. So we're trying to inspire young people to get interested in climate change and then give them the tools to do something about it. So we have a healthier, cleaner future for us and for our future children.
So what is the big idea over here? Green world, ninjas, how do they collide?
So the big idea is that we want to educate people, but in a fun way and positive spirit and with great super action hero and fun, just like Kevin here. So we want to really engage young people and get them interested in this subject, and then give them the tools and opportunity to actually engage in their community and do something and make the planet healthier. Because if we don't do something, our future is going to be severely compromised.
So what are the steps that you take? What do you exactly do? How do you teach young kids to be green?
Well, we make animated films and live action films. So Kevin's one of the actors. He plays the Green Ninja in some of our films. These are posted on YouTube, and they're kind of funny and humorous and whimsical, but they also have a science message and they have data and numbers underneath them. So we make these films, and then teachers use them in their classroom. We help develop lesson plans to go along with that. And then we make games, and we do other things online in terms of Facebook and stuff to make it fun. I mean, if I was just to tell you about all the bad news about the world, you may not feel engaged to do something. So we're trying to give students an opportunity to get engaged in this issue and to make a difference.
Talking to Anshul, who's all of 18 years and already designed a game to learn chemistry through games. How did this idea come about?
So it started off when I was younger, and I really used to love playing games. And I realized that both games and learning have kind of almost become two separate worlds, and whether there's a way for us to kind of mash them together. So in the Elementio game, we give personalities to different elements. So your oxygen becomes like an oxygen life giver, or your sodium becomes the dragon. So you can essentially learn about chemistry through stories and games and adventures, a way to get kids excited about science.
How brilliant! So you're mixing the world of game with the world of education, and you're
fantasy
combining and all of
myths
that.
and everything, yeah.
And how are you reaching out to kids?
So right now it's just been spreading through word of mouth. Our first round of, we had a first round of 5,000 games which sold out last summer, and now I'm working on the next version. And the cool part actually is like, so today at TEDx, or tomorrow at TEDx, we'll be launching the beta version of the Elementio app, which will be on the App Store. So now it's easier for it to get to more people and for more kids and more communities.
Explain to me the game. This sounds really exciting to me. I have a teenager son at home, and I can't wait to tell him what it is all about.
Sure, so the game essentially works in the sense that you can use these elements, combine them to make compounds, and have them do certain things in the game based off of their chemical properties. So for example, your oxygen can actually rust metals in the Elementio game, or your helium, because of its light weight, can take cards and move it forward. On the actual Elementio app, it's based around exploring the different elements through illustrations and stories, and then you can also create cards of your own, and then slowly start to build your own periodic table.